Hey guys, what's up? SL Productions here, and today I was doing a how to make a knife bar stock removal method. This is part 1 of a 3-part series, and because I don't like to give away templates because I like to promote creativity, I will show you how you can draw out your knife design, then transfer onto a piece of steel just like this, so that it won't be too small or too big for your hand. Now that I have everything set up, I'm gonna start drawing. So I like to start out with the handle so that I can draw the blade like according to the size of the handle, however big my hand is, so that it looks proportionate. So what I'm gonna do is you don't need to make it super specific or anything, but just relax your hand and lay it down on the paper. Put your pencil on this knuckle, draw a simple tick mark, and put on your small pinky finger and do another tick mark. That just shows you how wide you need your handle to be from back to the front of your handle. The blade section is going to be over here. So just to give myself a little bit of guidelines, I'm going to draw the butt of the handle over here. And I'm going to do just a single finger notch. It's a pretty simple design, but it's one of my favorites because it's super comfortable and simple, easy to make, and you don't have to worry about like drilling or filing away every single finger notch, because that just takes a super duper long time. I also tend to like to put a ridge up here so that when you're holding the knife you can rest your thumb right on top of the maybe it's the blade, or maybe it's just like the top of the handle, depending on how big your handle is, so that when you're cutting you can put more pressure down on the knife. So that's what this ridge right here is going to be. And don't even worry about getting stuff super precise off the bat. Just get your general design. It's gonna look really ugly at start, but that's okay. And then just keep adjusting to what you need. I'm gonna start off with the finger notch now. Right here. Just gonna have a single finger notch. You can always use your finger. Make it about, like my finger is about half an inch wide, so I'm gonna make it about 3/4 of an inch. The finger notch 3/4 of an inch wide, just to make sure I have some room. And then have your little separation and drag it all the way over. The rest, these 3 fingers will be placed in this section of the handle. You can always just do this, make it relaxed. Seems a little bit small, so adjust your handle. Just checking the sizing of the handle, and it looks about a good size. You also got to know how long your fingers are, because if you have really long fingers, you're going to want to make your handle thickness a little bit more. So now that I'm satisfied with with the thickness and length of my handle, I'm going to start working my way over to the blade portion of the knife. Alright, so I like to make a little ridge right here, and I like to line the plunge line of the bevel with my ridge. So just to give myself a little bit of guidelines, I'm just going to bring it over here like that. Now I'm going to take this ridge up here where I'm going to rest my thumb, and and I'm just gonna bring it down like this. This knife is just gonna be a simple drop point knife. So I'm gonna take it down from the ridge. It's gonna scoot back up just slightly, not too much. And then I'm going to drop the point. You don't want to make the when you're making a knife, you don't want too many concave curves, because it's super hard to grind out those areas when you're trying to profile the blade. So if you can use as many convex curves as possible, that would be better, especially when doing bevels. Grinding bevels and sharpening concave angles or curves is way harder than doing a convex. So try to limit that. That's why when you just start out, like making your first, maybe second knife, I recommend doing smaller blades to just get practice. Because, so see how this is slightly concave right here, but it's not that big of a knife to where it would take a really long time or a super crazy amount of skill to carve that out. To grind the bevel in that area. Doing a super like a knife with really big concave curves that have grind lines on them are knives like kukris, because you know how they have that huge drop. So just do basic style drop points or just plain pointed knives to start off, because I like to make my knives pretty. So if you start out too hard, you're going to end up making an ugly knife, and it's going to be a ton of work that you just threw away. Or you're just not going to be satisfied with it. I'll show you examples of how I started too big. So right here you can see this is pretty much the very first knife I ever worked on. I think I made it too big. See how big the blade is? And at first I tried to hand grind without a beveling jig on my Ryobi bench sander, and I really like it. I found it so much harder, so I made myself a small beveling jig, which I'll show you how to make in another video. And this is, so as you can see, I didn't get a good punch line at all. Right here I overground in certain areas, like right there and over here. So when you start the blade too small, which is the beveling is probably the hardest part of making the knife, when you start the blade too big, you can really waste a lot of time just making something that doesn't look that great. So now I'm just gonna finish up the profiling of the blade. And see, this blade isn't too small, but it still looks proportionate to the knife handle. And it's just a good, simple knife design, but it looks pretty sharp. So I'm just gonna erase some extra pencil marks that I don't need. And there you go. Now your knife drawing is done. Another huge mistake I made on this knife was not making this handle big enough. That's why I'm teaching you guys all these precautionary steps to make sure you don't run into stupid problems like that and just mess up your knife. Luckily, this wasn't actually supposed to be a finger notch, but I kind of had to make a finger notch because I can only fit 3 into the existing handle that I had, so that I could actually fit my hand on there. It's not the most comfortable thing, but sometimes you just gotta improvise to keep going on your knife project. And I can't stand it when people like mess up, and you know, maybe they spend a lot of money to get this metal or all their tools to work on this one project. If it's fixable, fix it. Don't quit. I can't stand it when people just give up on a project. If it's fixable, fix it. That's what I did. I just made this drop right here into the blade a little bit bigger so I could fit my finger and make it more comfortable. I just made this handguard into a finger ridge. You know, it's always fixable. And because I don't want to give up on this knife, it is my first knife, it's going to be something that's special to me. I also am working on handles now. This is a micarta handle I made out of canvas and fiberglass resin. I will have a video showing you how to do that. So the importance to this is just don't give up, don't quit on your knife design, and always take your time, take the precautionary steps, because it's going to be worth it in the end to have a knife that comes out right and a knife that comes out not the way you want. So the kind of steel I'm going to be using for this knife is a 1/8 inch by 2 inch just flat bar stock. I got this at Home Depot. It's not exactly the type of steel exactly that you want to use on every knife, but for a starting out knife maker, this is about the cheapest and best stuff you can get. Just a plain bar stock stuff at Home Depot. I wouldn't recommend going past 3/16 inch thick metal, just because if you go past that, it's going to make it just that much harder to like cut, shape, and all that. The only reason why you go thicker is if you'd actually make the handle itself that, like, if you don't add on to the handle and you just want to make the metal itself the handle, which I don't really tend to do unless it's like on a push dagger. So I'm gonna be transferring this onto here, and the way you saw on this one, how I have the orange on the outside, that's spray paint, and I'm gonna cut this out, put it onto here, and then in the next video I'm gonna be showing you how to cut out and profile your knife. I have my template come out. I'm going to simply take it, dip it in a cup of water, and lay it onto the steel. My template on this steel, I got my spray paint, and now I'm just going to spray paint over the template. Now that the paint is halfway dry, we're going to go ahead and take the template off. And now we have the pattern on steel. Next videos, I'm going to be completing the process using this specific knife. It's just slightly smaller, but I'm going to use it because I think I can show you guys more techniques if you were to make different kinds of knives, and this one can cover a whole range of knives rather than this one, which is kind of just a single type. Now when I say range of knives, I mean like in the handle here, there's going to be like a finger hole where you can put your finger through so it won't slip out of the knife handle, and that can easily be put onto like a karambit or just any other knife that you want. That I can't show you that technique with this one. And I also have this, I guess you call it like an overhang over your index finger so that your hand doesn't slip forward. On this one, it's slightly different. It's not as exaggerated, but this will be harder to do, and I can show you some more file work so you can know exactly how you can do different techniques like that. And this one has a little bit more wave to it, I guess. And the techniques I showed you today you can use with about any style of knife, as long as you have the right size steel and the artistic ability to be able to draw, which I'm pretty sure most of you can do if you just follow the steps on this video. And there are a lot of nice knife templates given to you online from either other YouTubers or just people that have posted it on web pages. So if you really don't feel comfortable drawing your own design, you just want to make sure that you get a good fit to your hand, you can go ahead and go to their Google Plus pages and find the templates, and you can print those out and then just put them on the steel like this. And that about wraps up today's video, guys. Hope this was helpful to you, and go ahead and comment down in the comment section below what kind of knives you want to see me make. Part 2 will be coming out shortly. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.